Hi everyone, my name is Phil Liu with PNSQC, and if you're like me, you ran out of time and weren't able to submit an abstract for technical paper presentations. But don't despair, there's still another opportunity, and this year we are rebranding the poster paper as a concept paper to emphasize that these papers represent concepts and ideas that you really want to share with the community. So, what is a concept paper? Basically, it's just taking your what would be a one-paragraph abstract, or you may want to think of it as all of your ideas on your whiteboard, and taking it and crystallizing it into a form to present at the conference. And what you get to do is present it in a very casual way, basically having your ideas crystallized onto a poster board, and this way you get to share your ideas with not only the participants in the conference, but other authors that may walk by and want to have a discussion with you. It's just a great way to interact, be able to get your ideas out there, but also get feedback on your ideas from other experts in the field. Now, we're offering a significant discount on those that submit a concept paper. It's only $375 for the registration fee, and that is a significant discount when compared to $870. So we really encourage you to submit a concept paper, and we hope to see you at the conference. Why don't we take a look at some of the concept papers from last year?
Sure, Lou, I'm with PNSQC, and I'm interviewing some of the poster paper folks here. And here we have Lloyd Bell with Crowd Compass, who actually, his company did the application, the mobile app for PNSQC. So, Lloyd, maybe you can talk a little about your app and maybe some unique features of it or some updates you made from last year.
Absolutely. So the app that we created is for mobile events, just basically to share information, get away from the paper smashing. Everybody has all the updates that people, at the conferences want. They want updated information, and it's hard to do that through paper. So we provide an app that allows you to share contact information between each other, talk to each other, social sharing, get information up to date about the event itself, and also any changes right away. So we try to leverage technology to help people get to learning as fast as they can.
Right. Great. So one of the things, as you know, that's big is agile development, right? Changing with requirements right away. And so we noticed that a lot of people are not filling in the surveys. So if you had that requirement change on you, what do you think we could do in the application to encourage people to fill out the surveys?
Well, what's kind of funny is I was talking to Terry earlier about this too. Yeah. So I think that there's two options here. Number one, that a lot of people wait till the end of the day to do their surveys. So that's one thing. But we also allow push notifications to go out to people throughout the day to remind them that they can do the surveys on the app too. So that would be an option.
Well, great. Thanks very much. And we'll move on to our next poster papers. And here I have Phyllis Thompson, who is with Shiftwise. Phyllis, why don't you tell us a little bit about your poster paper?
Okay. So this poster paper is a summary of the paper that I wrote with Mike Belding and that we presented this morning. And it's talking about how in our company, how it's an agile company, but we didn't get to being an agile company through starting with agile engineering and clearing impediments to get the company to come along with us. We actually, through a couple of failures, it wasn't all successes, but actually came to the realization that the way to start this kind of agile transformation is with finding out what the goals are for the rest of the organization and making sure that with your process and your cadence and your activities that you make sure that you make them successful as well, to kind of get them on your side, to make sure that they're supportive when you have to do things like maybe you need to do something big and take engineering off to do something else, and you're not going to have a release of something that they really want, that then you have a little sort of credibility with the organization to say, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about meshing the organization's goals with the agile development.
Yes.
So is there sometimes a conflict?
Yeah, I mean, There is, because during the sprint length, it's flexible, and that's what they want.
I think that's good, really, for organizations to recognize that they need to be agile about being agile. So if it means that they have to quit and do something else, then that's part of being agile, actually.
Yes.
Well, thanks a lot, Phyllis. There's Phyllis with ShiftWise. Thank you. I'm with PNSQC, and I'm here today at the poster paper presentations, and I'm interviewing some of the authors. I'm here with Mike Wong, and we actually did this together, Mike, but I'll let you talk about it. Most of it's about test as a service. So why don't you talk a little bit about the flow and how this is something really special that you've worked on?
Well, as an automation person, we always face challenges in everyday life. And with all these challenges, we provide a generic solution to make all the automation platform language independent, and make it really flexible, even on cloud or on local machine, and make all the automation easy. Good experience here.
Yeah, I think one of the cool things is that that I've worked with Mike on is getting the reports and the metrics out, because I'm giving a workshop on Wednesday all about metrics. And one of the cool things is that we can take metrics, or systems can input metrics into the cloud. We can take them out from anywhere. And so, management being able to access these metrics is really a cool thing from anywhere in the world. Hi, my name is Phil Liu, and I'm with PNSQC, and I'm interviewing some of the poster paper people here. One of them is James Eisenhower. I noticed his poster here is "I am not QA." And I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to talk to James about it. James, why don't you tell us a little bit about what goes behind "I am not QA"?
So a lot of it's just changing the mindset of the roles and responsibility of quality engineers on the development teams, and a lot of times a lot of the history with QA and a lot of is brought in with that, and so a lot of it is just like getting rid of that and starting fresh, and trying to, like, my lifelong dream right now is to kill the QA term, so it's no longer used in software engineering, and so they should do.
What would you say would be the biggest thing that, how is our job as QA people? What should we be focusing on?
I think the biggest challenge is being part of the team. Like, don't be a separate entity, and I think a lot of that comes from the early days of quality control with manufacturing, and then CMMI, and this whole separate entity. And so being part of the team and helping the team make great software is doing whatever it takes to improve the product is what they should be focusing on.
Okay, great. Well, thanks very much, James. We certainly don't want to be separate, right?
All right.
Okay. Hi, my name is Phil Liu, and I'm here with Alan Ark, who is one of the longtime PNSQCers. How many PNSQC conferences have you been to, Alan?
I want to say this is my 9th or 10th.
Your 9th or 10th,
Yeah.
and you keep coming back.
Keep coming back. It's like QA camp.
Okay. And what would you say is different about this conference as opposed to past conferences?
Well, I got to say, it's the number of people, and the vibe is much more positive these days. And the topics and the quality of the speakers this year are top-notch. Every single speaker I've gone to, I've been interested, engaged, and I'm going to take a little nugget back home to try some things out. And that's why I love coming here. I've got 20 years experience, and in general, I kind of see things like, yeah. But coming here, it's like, yeah, I got a little nugget. A little something everywhere I go, bring home and try. Yep.
Hi, my name is Phil Liu. I'm with PNSQC, and I'm interviewing another poster paper author, and we have today Carol Brands. So, Carol, why don't you tell us a little bit about your finding the materials for your personal bridge to quality?
Well, finding the materials to your personal bridge to quality is partly my story, going from a bored, kind of unsatisfied tester to a happy and productive tester, depending on requirements. I was also able to, learn to question things like, do I really need to write a test case specifically for every defect and test it over and over again in every regression? Is that really the best way to go? So I've developed into a happier tester, but also a tester that knows to ask more questions to get satisfaction from my job.
Well, great, Carol. Thanks very much. It sounds like you have a little light over your head now. So
That's right. Now I'm a thinking tester.
yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank
Hi,
you.
my name is Phil Liu. I'm with PNSQC, and I'm here interviewing poster paper author Dan
Lamette.
Dan Lamette, and Dan's actually the tallest guy here today, so I was really interested in coming over and talking to him. There's the prize for it, yeah. So Dan, why don't you talk a little bit about rapid schema development with Excel to schema? I guess this is like kind of a product that you developed based on Excel?
Yes, this is an open source system. And basically what it does is it allows the definition of a database schema, but in the form of an Excel document on technical people. It also allows you to keep your model well organized. This method should be easier to build as in a environment where the schema is changing rapidly. So it should basically keep the system more stable.
Well, thanks very much, Dan, and hopefully we'll get to hang out a little bit more, and maybe I can be as tall as you someday when I grow up.
Eat your broccoli.
Okay. My name is Phil Liu. I'm with PNSQC, and I'm interviewing some of the poster paper authors. And here I've got Jeff Olfert. Jeff, why don't you talk a little bit about your fast Rails unit testing and what's different or cool about it?
Okay. So what I think is interesting is that we take the normal Rails workflow and make the tests go from a couple of minutes for 300 or 400 tests down to a second, and so they're really fast to this mocker. And there's 2 lines in there that show where that's done.
Right.
So you can go on there on GitHub. I got the link there to look at the source code, to look at the details. But yeah.
So this is open source. Everybody can have access to it and use it. Well, that's cool. Great. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Jeff.
Thanks.
We'll see you soon.